Good evening, good evening, good evening. Come on in and join me for night number one. Night number one of the Her Inner Circle Challenge. Good evening. Say good evening as you come in so I will know who is there. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining. Those of you that are here for night number one. Good evening, Pamela. Good evening, Kimberly. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, it is a great day, a beautiful day. Thank you all so very much for joining. I'm going to give it just another couple minutes and then I'm going to go ahead and get started. I hope that each of you have had a great day. Hey, Lady Porter, how are you? Good evening. I'm looking down at my phone because it shows me who is coming live a lot faster than it does on my laptop. And it may tell you something about your comments, but I can see your comments on my phone. So that's what you're going to see me looking at. And in fact, I'm going to set it up so that I can look directly at it. I'm going to give it about one more minute, and then I'm going to go ahead and get started. Yes, I did. Thank you. I'm going to give it one more minute, and then I'm going to go ahead and get started. Good evening. Say good evening as you come in so that I will know who is here. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you all so much for joining for night 1 of the Her Inner Circle Challenge. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am Coach Sandara, and it is my mission and my purpose to assist women with becoming their very best selves with using 3 words: clarity, consistency, and confidence. I teach them how to use these words so that they can be their very best selves. So women is my purpose. I believe in pushing women. I believe in assisting women to get everything that God has for them. So this is my purpose, and I am welcoming you to the first night of my Her Inner Circle Challenge. Now, what is the Her Inner Circle? I am so glad that you asked. Her Inner Circle is my new mentorship program. It is a monthly mentorship program where I will meet with the ladies once a month via virtual on Zoom, where I will be meeting with them and giving them tools and strategies that they can apply to their lives as it relates to their inner circle. Who is in your inner circle? Now, in life, we should have those who are in our inner circle and those who are in our outer circle. Those who are in our inner circle should be very, very close to us. Your inner circle means everything to your life. And I am going to get the ladies, whoever joins, I am going to get them to see that your inner circle makes all of the difference in every area of your life. So this is the reason that I am launching Her Inner Circle, because I want to assist women to be able to connect with this more in a more deeper and in a more personal way. And so this is what is going to be taking place in the Her Inner Circle. For these next 3 days, I am going to be giving you just a little bit, just a sneak peek of what is going to be happening on the inside of the Her Inner Circle. So I believe in my coaching. If you followed me, you will know that I like using words. Why do I like using words? I like using words because we can relate to them and we can apply them. We can apply them to our daily lives. We can apply them to what we do on a daily basis. So I like using words. I find that it is very beneficial and that it's also relatable. So tonight, as we prepare to go into this challenge, the words that I will use tonight all begin with the letter A. The letter A. Yes, I am beginning at the beginning of the alphabet. Yes, the letter A. The first word that I want to use tonight is awareness. I want to tell you that anytime you are trying to do any inner work, what do I mean when I say inner work? Work on the inside, right? We can work so hard and so much on the outside appearance, our clothes, our shoes. We can work on those things, the way that we wear our hair, the jewelry that we wear. We can work on those things, but can I tell you that until we work on the inner her, none of that really matters. Awareness is so very important when you are wanting to work on your inner self, your inner her. Now, sometimes when we are becoming aware of ourselves, sometimes we can not feel so good because sometimes we become aware of some things that we are not proud of or some things that we are not excited about. But I am going to be showing you in the Her Inner Circle mentorship program how to use that awareness to your benefit. Yes, it may not feel the way that you want it to feel, but I am going to show you how to use it to your benefit. Awareness. You need to be aware of what it is that what you really like and what you don't like. But in order for you to do that, you must know who you really are. You must be able to tell others what you like, what you do not like, and what you are not going to accept. You got to know that. But if you don't have awareness, then you may not be able to do this, right? Awareness is very important. And the only thing that will heighten your awareness is, number one, you must spend time with you. You and God. You must spend time with you for your awareness to heighten. Why is that important? Because when you are still, when you are quiet, when there is nothing else going on, right? No distractions around you, right? You are able to be aware, right? When you're quiet, you sit, you listen, you are aware of the sounds that are going on around you. You are aware of the smells that you smell. You are aware of what it is that you see. Awareness is a powerful part of your inner self. Your inner self is much greater than your outer. Now, don't get me wrong. Those of you that know me well, you know that I like to dress. You know that I like to look good. You know that I like to have everything done to the nines, right? And some of you like to do the same thing. But in me becoming more aware of myself, aware of what is more important, I have come to realize that my inner self, my inner health is far greater than my outer. Yes, it's okay to look nice, dress up, put on makeup, show up in your stilettos or whatever it is that you like to wear, or your tennis shoes or your flats or your flip-flops. All of that is good. It does not, none of that really matters. What really matters is your inner self. How do you feel? How do you feel when you are all alone, when there's nobody else around you? How do you feel when you're riding in your car alone? How do you feel about you? Awareness. It is so important for us to become more aware of who we really are, what we really like, and how we really want to feel. The truth of the matter is, some of us are dealing with past pains, past hurts, past frustrations, past unhealthy relationships, and sometimes these things weigh on us. And a lot of times we cannot deal with that inner stuff alone. It is good to have somebody on the journey with you. And this is what we will do in the Her Inner Circle. Awareness. You must realize in your awareness that you are uniquely made. Why you uniquely made? Because God created you just the way that he wanted you to be. Yes, even with all of your flaws, even with all of your failures, even with all of your past mistakes. We all have a past. We all have something that has happened in our lives that we are not proud about. We all have past hurt, past failures, past mistakes, past breakups, past unhealthy relationships. But I want to tell you that you are able to move beyond all of that. And you can get to a healthy space, a healthy mindset, a healthy energy level. But guess what? You got to be willing to do the work in order for you to get there. Awareness. You got to be more aware of who you are and whose you are. Awareness when you want to work on your inner self. The next A is alert. Alert. Can I tell you that in order for you to really work on your inner self, you got to be alert about what you allow on the inside, in your ear gate, your eye gate. You got to be alert as to what you allow in, because some of what we allow to be a part of us is what is working against us. What do I mean when I say that? When we allow negativity to speak to us, to speak to our mindset, to speak to our head space, to speak to us spiritually in a negative way, we gotta be more alert of who we allow in and what we allow in. You gotta be alert. And see, some of us, we've gotten to the place where we are so comfortable, where we just allow anything in or we allow anybody in. But can I tell you that everybody is not meant to be in your inner circle? Everybody does not deserve to be on the inside, very, very close to you. Some people are meant to be on the outside, your outer circle, handled with a long handle spoon, right? Not on your inner, not close to you. Everybody is not meant to be in your space on a daily basis, texting you, calling you, inboxing you. Some of them need to be at a distance. And some of those people are the ones who are draining you and who are keeping you from being alert and who are causing you not to be able to do the inner work that needs to be done on you, right? You know what I mean? When you get that text message, when you see it, you look at it like, really? When you get that phone call, when you get that inbox, right? You automatically feel a certain way. And it's not a good feeling. You got to be more alert to what you allow in your inner space, in your spirit man, in your mind space. If you're really trying to get healthy on the inside, you got to be more alert. Alert for things that trigger you. What do I mean when I say trigger? Alert for things that cause you to go and do things in your past. I'm talking about working on the inner circle, right? Your inner her. You got to be aware of those triggers that cause you to go back to those negative thoughts or those negative feelings or those negative ways. Those are triggers. The triggers that cause you to say things that you would not normally say. The triggers that cause you to respond to things that you would not normally respond to. You got to be more alert about those things. I'm talking about working on our inner selves. Got to be alert to what we allow to come into our space. Our ears. We got to be more alert to what we allow to speak over our lives. The negativity that some people have to say. That you know about and that you don't know about. You got to be more alert. You got to have more awareness if you are going to work on your inner self. Inner self is where everything starts. Your inner feelings. How you feel about you. How do you feel about you? Do you love you unconditionally with all of your flaws, with all of your hangups, with all of your mistakes, with all of your challenges? How do you feel about you when you lay down at night? When you are by yourself, when nobody else is around, how do you feel about you? It's important to be aware of how you feel about you. How do you feel about you when nobody is giving you compliments, when nobody is saying you did a good job, when nobody is saying, oh, that is awesome, when nobody is willing to celebrate you, when you have an exciting time going on in your life? How do you feel about you? I'm talking about our inner. Our inner is everything. Yes, our outer is great, but our inner is everything. It's on the inside where we hold those bad feelings of those things that happened to us when we were younger. Sometimes even when we were an adult. Those things, it's on the inside where we hold it all in, where people may have violated us, where people may have violated trust, where people may have violated our body. We hold all of that stuff on the inside. That's why it is so important to work on the inside. Yes, you can look good and you can be glamorous to the nine, but if your inside is not right, it's no good, sis. The inside needs to be right. The inside needs to be in a healthy space and place. When we get to a healthy place on the inside, then we know what we respond to, what we don't need to respond to, what we will ignore, what we will accept, what we will deal with, what we will say no to, what we will say girl bye to. When we work on our inner self, awareness, alert. What will help you with these two A's is doing affirmations. I am big on affirmations. Big. I utilize them daily. Affirmations uplift me. Are you waiting for somebody to tell you how beautiful you are? Are you waiting on somebody to give you permission to do it? Are you waiting on somebody to tell you how great you did? Are you waiting on others to celebrate you, to honor you? You got to be able to do that for you. You got to be able to love yourself before anybody else can love you. If you don't love you, how is anybody else going to love you? Talking about the inner. You got to love you when you gain weight. You got to love you whether you have long hair or short hair. Whether you got permed hair, natural hair, or wig. You got to love it about you before anybody else can love it about you. But we as women, we wait for people to compliment us or to affirm us or to give us permission as to what it is that we can do, or permission as to what it is that we. No, you are your only permission. And when we work on our inner, we realize this. You got to utilize affirmations. You got to be willing to tell yourself, girl, you are so beautiful. Before you put on any makeup, before you do anything to your hair. I mean, when you get up in the morning and when you're brushing your teeth, right? When you're washing your face, when you are looking at all that God created, you got to say, God, you did a great thing when you created me. God, you did something magnificent when you created me. Yes, God, with all of my flaws, with all of my mishaps, with all of my hangups, God, you did something great. You did something magnificent. You got to be willing to tell yourself that. You got to be willing to say, you are so beautiful. You got to be willing to tell yourself, you did a great job. You got to be willing to tell yourself you did the best that you could do. You got to be willing to tell yourself that you will get another opportunity to do it again, even if it didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to turn out. You got to be able to speak these things over yourself, over your life. You got to be willing to speak those things that are not as though they were. I'm talking about working on the inner her. Awareness, alert, affirmations. How can you apply these 3 words to your life greater? How can you assure yourself that you are going to be more aware, that you are going to be more alert, and that you are going to use affirmations? Why? Because you are working on her, not the outer, but the inner. Can I tell you that God looks at the heart? Man looks at the outer. But God is concerned with what's on the inside of our heart. He's concerned with if our hearts are in a good space, a healthy space, where we can love ourselves unconditionally and love others unconditionally. He's concerned with how we treat others. But only our inner will allow us to do this. Nothing that you can do to the outer will allow you to do this. It's the inner that's important. And this is what we're going to be doing in the Her Inner Circle. Working on that inner stuff that hurts. Perhaps that's still causing us pain. That's still causing us to toss and turn. That's still causing us not to feel good about ourselves. The inner. What still causes you to cry sometimes or toss and turn that you don't want to tell anybody? You don't want to talk about it. I want to tell you that until you deal with the inner, you're not able to move forward the way that you need to be able to move forward. You need an inner circle to help you to be able to do this, to help you to be able to move beyond those broken places and spaces, to connect with a group of women who have been there. May not be the same circumstances. Pain is pain. Hurt is hurt. We all hurt. We've all shedded some tears. Some of us are still shedding tears. We've all had some mishaps. We've all had some heartaches. We've all had some pains. We've all had some struggles. We've all had some disappointments. We've all had some discouragements. Some of us are in them right now. This COVID-19 has turned some of us to some dark places and spaces. It's important for us to connect and be real support. Notice I said real support, not fake. In this season, you don't need anybody fake in your life. You need some real people in your life. And you can feel real. You know when it's real. You can feel it, just like you can feel when it's fake. You need some people that you can connect with. Who is going to help you to learn how to love her unconditionally, to love her beyond all of her flaws, your hangups, your mishaps, your disappointments. But many times it's hard to do this alone. And this is why I'm inviting you to join me in the space. If you are ready to do that real inner work on her, not anybody else, not your spouse, not your children, not your grandchildren. If you're in ministry, not your members, not your church. You. Deal with you and your stuff. That's what her inner circle is all about. For you to be able to connect so that you can get true release and freedom from some of that stuff that is holding you bondage, bound, locked up in your spirit, locked up in your mind, locked up in your headspace. Her inner circle. I promise you that it is going to be an intimate setting like no other. That's why it's called inner. Inner. Forget what you look like on the outside. Forget what you got. Inner. God is looking at our heart. He sees those thoughts. He sees the pain. He sees the struggles. He sees the disappointments. He sees the discouragement. Awareness, alert, and affirmations. How will you use these 3 words? For those of you that are live right now, which one will you choose first? for it to be your focus? Awareness, alert, or affirmations? Which one will you choose first? Which one? And I'm going to show you why I'm asking you that. Because you're going to start using it tonight. And I will be doing a lot of this in the group. All right. That's 3 for affirmations. All right. All right. So now I'm going to play some music and I want you to focus on an affirmation that you're going to start with. All right. Another affirmation. That's a good place to start because you are affirming yourself, and that will assist you with more awareness and becoming more alert. Now, I want you to center yourself right where you are. I hope that you're at home and you're in a place where you can center. And those of you who watch the replay, I hope that you will do it as well. But I use this. I'm going to lead you through this. If you're able, I want you to put both feet on the floor and I want you to sit up straight. I want you to listen to the sounds that you hear. Focus on that one word that you chose. Go ahead and close your eyes. Focus on the sounds that you hear. You may relate to one of the sounds better than the others. Focus on that. If it's the waterfall or if it's the piano, just focus. Tune everything out. Focus. Focus. And now you're going to prepare to take some deep breaths. And I want you to focus on whatever that word is that you chose. And take a deep breath in. Release it. Take another deep breath in. Release it. One last deep breath in. Release it. Focus on the sounds that you hear and the word that you chose. Begin to say the word that you chose. Begin to say it over and over, like so. Affirmations. 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 The Bible tells us to speak those things that are not as though they were. Whatever your word is, awareness, 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 alert, 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 alert. Say it until you get it deep down in your spirit, whatever your word is. Again, focus on what you hear. Hearing is so important because you are focusing on what goes in your ear gate. What do you hear? Now, I realize for some of us, this is difficult because some of us can't sit still this long. But I am going to show you how to in her inner circle. This is just a snippet of what we will be doing. I was one of those who had a hard time being still. Felt like I had to always be doing something, but not any longer. It's okay for me to sit here with my eyes closed and for me to focus on what I am hearing. Why? Because I am working on the inner. My inner is what God is concerned about. Not my outer, but my inner. Focus. Focus. Open your eyes. You should feel better than you felt before we started that. This is what will be taking place in the Her Inner Circle. I invite those of you to join me. Many of you have received emails from my assistant, Danielle, It is a monthly membership, or you could do it annually. And that information is being emailed. If you're not on my email list, if you would type your email address, and my assistant Danielle is on, and she will make sure that you are emailed the information. I look forward to connecting with you for the next 2 nights for this Her Inner Challenge. Thank you so much for joining me for night number 1. Have a great night. Good night.